Classification of matter as element, compound and mixture. On the basis of chemical constitution, all the matter can be classified into three groups: elements, compounds and mixtures. Elements. An element is a pure substance in which atoms of only one kind are present. An element can neither be broken down into simpler substances nor be formed from two or more simpler substances by any known physical or chemical process. Example: oxygen is an element. Each oxygen molecule consists of two atoms of oxygen. Both the atoms have identical number of protons and electrons. There are about 114 elements known so far, out of which 92 are naturally occurring, and 80% of the elements are metals. 11 elements exist in gaseous state at room temperature. Mercury, a metal, and bromine, a non-metal, are liquids at room temperature. Gallium and cesium have very low melting points. Elements can be classified into three types as metals, non-metals and metalloids. Metals conduct heat and electricity. Copper, aluminium are common examples. Non-metals are generally non-lustrous, brittle, poor conductors of heat and electricity. Sulfur, phosphorus are common examples. Metalloids. These elements have characteristics common to metals and non-metals. Silicon and germanium are common examples. Compounds. A compound is a pure substance which is made up of two or more elements combined together in a definite ratio by weight. Compounds are always homogeneous. When a mixture of iron filings and sulfur powder is heated, a black compound known as iron sulfide FeS is formed. A compound cannot be separated into its components by physical methods. The properties of a compound are entirely different from those of its constituent elements. Energy is usually either given out or absorbed during the preparation of a compound. The composition of a compound is fixed. The constituents are present in fixed proportion by weight. A compound has a fixed melting point, boiling point, etc. A compound is a homogeneous substance. Constituents of a compound do not retain their original properties. Constituents of a compound may be separated only by chemical methods. Example: bring a magnet near to iron sulfide. It remains unaffected. The components of water can be separated by electrolysis. Mixtures. A mixture is made up of two or more elements or compounds mechanically mixed together in any proportion such that its properties are that of its components. Types of mixtures. A homogeneous mixture has a uniform composition throughout its mass. It has no visible boundaries of separation between the various constituents. Examples: a mixture of sugar in water, a mixture of two miscible liquids, unpolluted air, etc. A heterogeneous mixture does not have a uniform composition throughout its mass. It has visible boundaries of separation between the various constituents. Examples: mixture of sugar and sand, suspensions of solids in liquids, etc. They are usually heterogeneous. Components of a mixture retain their properties. Bring a magnet near to a mixture of iron and sulfur. Iron gets attracted. Properties of mixtures. A mixture can be separated into its constituents by physical processes. A mixture shows the properties of all the constituents present in it. The composition of a mixture is variable. The constituents can be present in any proportion by weight. A mixture does not have a definite melting point or boiling point. A mixture is usually heterogeneous, except solutions which are homogeneous mixtures. Components of a mixture retain their properties. Constituents of a compound do not retain their original properties. Example, bring a magnet near to a mixture of iron and sulfur. Iron gets attracted. Iron can be separated